Okay, guys. So this is an updated video um, to the previous video. So as the war chief, I have to analyze all potential angles, and this one was on my radar a long time ago, but I just put it aside. So I'm bringing it back up just so you know that I'm going to look at this from the worst case scenario, mankind, so that we don't make a mistake here. So you notice here how it says evil universe, and it says the good universe. So in my original story, I said that the war started here, and then the bad guys came down to this universe here, because there's planets in this universe here, and that they had to construct their civilizations utilizing cement, concrete, this stuff here. So I've decided to go back to my original theory where that didn't happen. So this is I would say this here is the universe that everyone started out in, and this is the expansion universe. So this elemental universe here, when a first set of fraternal twins is made, a planet is created here and a planet is created here. But everyone started out in this universe here, and this is where your mother and I were unalived. So when that happened, it basically turned this universe bad because of the bad people in it. So the good people, they jumped in their spaceships and they went up to this universe. So I theorized that everyone up here, they don't have pink glass cities. They don't have access to advanced technology. Because once her mother and I were unalived, the connection to the spirit world was severed, and the evil spirits were in control of creation. So therefore, these guys, they can't create advanced technology. They can't create deatomization, reatomization technology because the evil spirits are in control of creation. I theorize only when grandmother and grandfather are back in control of creation that the spirits will be able to create that technology for them. So for that means that I have to be muscular. I have to be running every day, and so does your mother. So your mother has to do a lot of retrospective sin purifications of whatever it is she's done over her life, which shouldn't take her that long. So when she's completely done the purification ceremony of all her sins, she can begin eating healthy. She begin running beside me, and we can begin restoring life that way. Now there is the potential that we may need to bind our souls together. But if we do that, when we combine those electromagnetic waves, there's a potential that people who are not purified, like mankind here, let's say her and I get pure next year, and then we make love for the first time, and then we bind electromagnetic radiation waves together and take back creation. The dopamine in our brains will become pure. That would allow us to basically flip the script on evil. And if evil was the climax, well, being impure, they would drop over wherever they're having their climax. They would be unalived instantly. So, but it's the same with mankind. You guys here, you wouldn't be able to survive the potential the soul binding process. Her and I binding our souls might shock you guys if you're not impure, if you're not doing the purification program. So that's like next year. So therefore, we can't take that risk, because I don't want anybody on planet Earth here to lose out on the opportunity to live forever. So back to this. So if the good guys down here have 1,408 planets that all have pink glass cities, these guys up here, they would have nothing. They'd all have concrete cities, like concrete planets like ours here. They'd have satellites. They don't have whatever we have. They wouldn't have access to deatomization, reatomization technology, because the spirits are not in control of creation. Only the survival of your mother and father here would allow that. So from that perspective, it's theoretically possible that they're not even aware that your mother and I are over here. They may not be aware that we're down here. To them, they could just be leading their lives normally, thinking that they have to live that way forever. Until one day they receive a satellite signal. So that's what I'm going to teach you here. The theory. So now I guess we'll use one of these here. So this is the elemental universe. The solar systems are created. So when a fraternal twin is created, that fraternal twin's life force and this fraternal twin's life force creates a mirror image planet in each of these universes. So if we started out in this universe here, that's the moon, that's Earth. So we would be on that planet there. And there's this on here, but there'd be another Earth up here. Same one. So there's always a mirror image Earth or mirror image planet created in both universes. So the new theory is, mankind, so that we don't make a mistake, I always put the worst case scenario first, is that we live in this universe, but all those evil civilizations, they're technologically advanced. They live in pink glass super cities. And the bad guys, they ran over to here. I mean, the good guys, they ran up to this universe and they had to start over. And because they don't have access to deatomization, reatomization technology, had to create civilizations like ours, basically live in concrete jungles. So there's a song, Big Yellow Taxi by the Counting Crows, that I'll include after this playlist, about turning paradise into they paved paradise and put up a parking lot. That's what it talks about. So if this used to be paradise, and then the good guys had to go up to this universe, where there was nothing in there, but it was paradise, they had to pave it over and put up a parking lot or put up buildings to live. So that's what Counting Crows is about. They paved paradise and put up a parking lot in this universe here. Because the bad guys down here have all the pink glass super cities and all the technology. So these are the pink glass cities in the book that I described. So in this universe here on 1408 planets, there'd be all these pink glass super cities that the bad guys get to live in. And then the good guys, they don't get to live in those cities because they have to live in civilizations like ours. Yeah, I'm going to talk about that one now. So this is the contact. So this is this forms the basis of the theory that I'm about to teach you. So you have to imagine the rebellion that took place in the clouds. Lucifer, as being the bad guy, is chasing everyone out of heaven and everyone having to leave heaven. So in that case, would be heaven, this universe full of advanced civilizations who are evil. And then everyone had to leave and go to that other universe and start over and create, civilizations that are primitive because they can't access deatomization, reatomization technology. So this person here, this is like I don't know, just a regular person out there who happens to be listening to a distant planet, after 200,000 years. So for 200,000 years, in theory, they may not even know that we exist down here, like your mother and I. They may not know. They may think that they have to live that way forever. So when I purify the wave here, right, and bind these hydrogen, earth protons and fire electrons, so that invisible electromagnetic radiation wave It, in theory, means we might be able to send a signal out into space utilizing that invisible electromagnetic radiation. Right here, this is the one that could probably use. So science, that's what I'm talking about there. So the magnetosphere here, it could be used as a TV signal. We could send something utilizing these radio waves. Like we could send it via the magnetosphere when that happens. So we could send a message that would connect to the magnetosphere and flow around into that black hole and ride that wave, bounce from planet to planet to planet, and hopefully reach the Earth where they're at. I'm hoping it would bounce to a mirror image Earth up top. Would they be living there? It's possible that there could be people there. So this one here. So it's possible that there could be people on that Earth up here that have satellites just like that. So if we have to figure out some way to send that message from our universe here, utilizing that invisible electromagnetic radiation wave here, and send it up over to here, like that. And then once it reaches their Earth over there, send it somehow so that it could be decoded by their magnetosphere and rebroadcast it down using their satellites that they have up in orbit. I'm assuming they must have satellites. They're probably just like us. They can't evolve past that certain technological stage, but they probably know about respecting the planet and stuff. So they have a certain amount of people per planet, and they probably don't go over 11 billion people per planet. But they have satellites, and they have those technology like TVs and cell phones like we have. So that's worst case scenario. So this is like somebody up there who's, I don't know, just like a scientist who's just, listening to the radio waves from a distant, whatever the universe has to say. And then all of a sudden, those satellites, they pick up a signal coming from our Earth, bouncing to their Earth via the invisible electromagnetic radiation. That signal can be sent across there like that, and they would pick it up. That's like time-wise. Like they know that it's coming from grandfather time, me. She picks it up. So they're listening. So in this case, they're listening for sound. And then here they pick up the signal. They pick up something. They learn that there's something being sent their way. So this one here. So they talk. There's like a person talking on it says there's a radio signal source from deep space can neither be confirmed nor denied. So I want you to picture this as being a planet. And their universe right here. So picture that there as being them up here, living on an Earth like ours, but it having satellite array. And then they somehow pick up that signal that Earth sends to them when our or when I become pure, when Mother becomes pure. When she becomes pure, I become pure, we can try sending that signal. So we send a signal to them. Right here. And whoever's over there, they'll have technology like that. So whatever it is, I check this position, it's telemetry, it's somewhere in, I think they call it Vega. So basically they pick up that signal here, and it's coming from somewhere. It's not coming from space. It's actually coming from the electromagnetic radiation of the sun. Whatever it isn't local. It's coming from another planet down below there. It's coming from that planet in that universe. There's somebody down there sending us a signal from that planet, from that Earth up to our Earth, utilizing the invisible electromagnetic radiation of the universe. Like that. Right here. So when you see that there, I checked this position somewhere in Vegas. It can't be. It's like 26 light years away. So when he says it can't be, this guy, when he says it can't be, what that means is there's a signal coming from down below in that universe, or yeah, down here, in the old universe we used to live in. It's coming from a planet over there, and it's coming up to our planet, and we're picking it up. And this guy's like, it can't be. It can't be coming from down there. Those guys are evil. That's what that means. So the next one here is this here. It's like this is national security. This isn't a person-to-person call. So basically, they're receiving something from down this planet to their planet, and they're like, this isn't a person-to-person call. There's something going on here that we can't figure out. Somebody's sending us something from that universe up to our universe. So you got to remember that 200,000 years has passed since the demise of their mother and father. And now after 200,000 years, they finally get a message from us, because I've changed the electromagnetic radiation, allowing us to send a signal. So this guy here, he's talking about the president has called an emergency meeting. So the president is, that's regarding the previous video where I'm asking that they protect us with NORAD, Canada. Make sure that there's no nukes that come this way, and that they bring the army around the Lake Huron and Georgian Bay, so that we have military presence in our waters to protect us from people that might want to bring a boat across from America and try to come over here. So there's international waters and that have to be utilized here, I guess. Like America can come over from their side and protect us on the Canadian side, and then they can bring their jets and fly them over here. So both of us live on North America, so it's both up to Canada and the Prime Minister and the President to protect the mother and father of all creation here in Graham Bruce County and enact that plan. So that's what he's talking about there. I'm going to recommend to the President that we militarize this project, and I made that recommendation already. I'm recommending to America to protect us with their NORAD, but also to bring warships along the coastline to protect us from people trying to come in here from water, and to protect us from the air, protect me and your mother from people trying to come at us from the air, and protect our borders, like down south, so make sure nobody can get through with at nighttime or any time of day, by having drones up there with heat-seeking technology, so that nobody can cross over and come up here and do some harm to me and your mother. So that's me recommending to the United States plus the Prime Minister that we militarize this project immediately. That's what he says. So, because this project, we militarize this project immediately. Then they're talking about there's no reason to believe their intentions are hostile. So it switches now. Now we're talking about the UFOs that can come here. They theoretically can come here, because if you remember that other one, the other picture here, you have to now take this spaceship right out of there, because you have to come under the assumption that the good guys living in this universe here, they don't have these. They have spaceships, but they're not armed. They could fly them in here in theory, but there's no. They're not weaponized. They don't have weapons on them, so they could come here in theory. But what good would it be if they can't, arm those spaceships? So I guess it would help us a great deal if they did send one or two over here, like people to come find us. It would help if they created the Einstein-Rosen bridge around the moon. But to do that, they need to get the message first that we're down here. And then I need to send them the specifications. That's what the contact is about up here when I show you that next. So we have to go under the assumption that we don't have these spaceships, mankind, and that only the evil guys here have them. So what he's talking about here is there's no reason to believe their intentions are hostile. So if we get some aliens coming over here pretending to be the good guys and saying I'm the bad guy because of the lies they created, you need to be 100% certain that those are bad guys and they're here to lie and they're here to get rid of me and your mom and they're here to get rid of you as well, get rid of everybody because that's their plan. Their plans are hostile. Nobody is allowed to come over here, alien-wise. If they come over here, we need to blow them out of the sky. Japan, when that happens, you shoot them out of the sky with your railguns. So, does he talk about there's no proof of that? Yeah, there's proof. I just told you what's going to happen. So if aliens come over here pretending to be the invisible man, Japan, shoot those suckers out of the air, please. Because I know you got those advanced railguns. Now, this here is like buried within the message itself is the key to decoding it. So that's basically talking about my YouTube videos. That's what we can send them. I could create a short message, a short video, but the complexities involved means, the satellite that we send the signal out, it's only in front of that invisible electromagnetic radiation wave for a certain amount of time, like a split second. In order for us to send a complete signal, "24 hours a day," we'd have to put satellites up that are directly in front of that wave. So this here is a representation of the side. So there'd have to be a satellite here, one here, one here, one here, all the way around the back, so that they're attached to that invisible electromagnetic radiation wave. Right here. So those satellites would have to be positioned around orbit like that, in line with that wave. Now, from the top position, they would look like this. So from the top down, those satellites are going to be passing in front of this wave for a split second. The more satellites we put up and crowd that section right here, the more signal we can send up to that universe. So we can send more information that way. As it is right now, if we only have one satellite sitting there, we could only send probably 1 or 2 seconds worth of information, because that satellite, it's going to pass by that wave relatively quick. It might take 10 seconds to pass by that wave, right? As it's coming around the planet like that, it goes through that wave every 5 seconds, I think they said every 90 minutes, right? So every 90 minutes, that satellite's going to pass by that wave for 5 seconds, right? Same here. It takes 90 minutes. Every 90 minutes, that satellite goes around and passes by there every 5 seconds. So to increase our efficiency, mankind, we'd have to put up more satellites. So that way, every 90 minutes, on the minute, there's something going past there, so that we can get 24 hours of information. That way they could get 24 hours worth of, like a 24-hour TV show. We could broadcast my videos 24 hours a day to them, and then they could see what we're doing. So then they would set up the same thing like that. That's what we could show them right here. That's what that represents. Those there, they represent satellites around the Earth. Those lines, a satellite. Every little line there is like a chunk of time. So the more satellites we put up, like right here, the more we put up, the more information we can send. And if we can send that information to them, they would get a little bit of it, 5 seconds worth and 10 seconds worth, a little bit more each. Every 90 minutes, they would get a little bit more information until they finally get the information. Like, oh, I see what they want us to. They want us to put up some satellites in space so we can have a phone call conversation and get the information from them. So that's what that represents there. Message to decoding it is there. So that's a representation of putting satellites up, like I just showed you. So that we could send our information to them 24 hours a day, as opposed to 5 seconds every 90 minutes. So the minute they put up their satellite signal, their satellites like that, and they have a big ring around their planet, then we can broadcast more information. And eventually they should be able to send us information, because those waves, they go back and forth. They go back and forth at 60 cycles a second. So we could send information back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So that's what it is here. So it's like, those look like engineering schematics. Basically, we tell them where to put the satellites up, and these guys, they're not going to speak English, because they've only learned, all they've ever known is Anishinaabeg. So they won't be able to understand our language. We could try to talk English, but they're not going to be able to understand that, because all they ever understood is Anishinaabeg. And that's what they talk about in this movie. They talk about mathematics being the only universal language. So there'd have to be scientists that come up with some kind of a communication method. You maybe take a picture of an apple. I don't have an apple. Or you could take a picture of that and write our words, because these little words, they're gonna look like symbols, because they're used to looking at Braille. So if we put that up there, they could send back what it looks like in their language, like it might look like Braille. It'll look like Braille 100% guaranteed, and we send it back and say it looks like toilet paper. Or we could use the Braille system and send a message back as Braille of what toilet paper means. So we could do two. We could do the Braille, send Braille, what it means, and then we could send it in English. Toilet paper. Then we could do an apple. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, until we can get some kind of a dialogue going. So how do you talk about, the words that are hard to understand, like emotional words? A word like the. They have a word for the, but how do you tell that person the during a conversation? You really can't use a word to describe what the word is, or what, like the five, who, what, where, when. Those type of words will be hard to decipher, but that's what Earth's linguistics professors are for. They would probably have to sit there and talk back and forth, send information back and forth, until we can develop a rapport and understand one another. So that's what the movie is about. It's about sending messages using mathematics as the language of the universe. So I'm pretty certain once they see my drawings, they've seen this here. If they've seen that, we show them a picture of Pluto, like in the I'll go over here. So I've got Pluto here somewhere. It's not even on here. I thought I had Pluto on here. Right here. So if we showed them a diagram like that, right, with that moon way out there, they would understand, oh, that's that's Pluto way outside the thing. They know that there's 5 moons there. Then we showed them which moon we want to pick. In this case, it had to be Charon. So Charon is the most roundest moon out there. Those other ones, they look like asteroids. So if we showed them a picture of that, and then showed them that, they would understand what that means. Oh, they want us to create a nuclear fusion reactor out there. But why? Why do they want to do that? Then if we sent them, if they seen this, oh, they want a UFO. And then if we showed them some rail guns on there, like if we had a picture of a rail gun, oh, they want rail guns on it. Oh, they want that inner piece to spin around. Okay, I see. They want engines on there, rail guns. They want to use water. If we sent them this along with that, and then if I showed them this here, because these guys they haven't seen this technology ever, this 200,000 years. If we showed them this here, oh, they'd recognize that. Oh, that's a hydrogen atom. Oh, that's a solar system. Oh, he said that we compare the same. Oh, there's a UFO there. Oh, there's a UFO there? A UFO there. Oh, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 8, 9, 10. There's 11 nuclear fusion reactors there. They could count those dots, right? Like when they were 11, and then if there was 11 dots here, when there's 11 dots there, they would put 2 and 2 together and say, oh, he must be saying that the magnetic field created by the Earth is equal to the magnetic field of the atom, and that those spaceships can ride along the electromagnetic field. It's like a new spaceship, new technology. They must be utilizing 11 nuclear fusion reactors to, mirror the hydrogen atom's electrical output at the quantum level. Oh, I see what they want. They've developed new spaceship technology. Oh, what's that over there? Oh, it looked like, they're gonna bind the positive hydrogen atoms to the negative wave, and the positive. They must have somebody down there. I think they got a creator down there. They might have 2 creators down there. All right, let's get to work on that spaceship. I think let's see if we can create something. So if they get that message, and they say, let's see if we can create reatomization technology. We just have to send them that information. With a picture of me and mother standing there, right? And they would put 2 and 2 together and say, I guess we could try reatomization technology. And then if they try it, and then the next thing you know, they send us pictures of a terraformed planet. We're in business. We'd have our UFOs right away. So that's what this particular video is about. It's about me putting those satellites up so we can send them more information. And then eventually, when we get to that point where I showed them the new spaceship design and the moon I carry, and it becomes this here. And then that's what this guy says there. Those look like engineering schematics, almost like blueprints. So when they see that, it's like, those look like engineering schematics, like blueprints. Do blueprints to create a giant nuclear fusion reactor around the moon carrying. Create a new spaceship that can, travel upon the hydrogen of the universe, but that has railguns on it. I guess those guys must be the good guys. They want to wage war against those evil dummies down there that kicked us out of our universe. All right, let's up to it. Then we'll have our spaceship. So this is worst case scenario, folks. That they did the old bait and switch. They took the good universe and put all the intelligent people in the universe and make them live in concrete jungle without reatomization technology. So that's what that is there. As I believe it, the message contains instructions to build some kind of a machine. We need my UFOs down here, right? Plus, they need the nuclear fusion reactor so they could actually find us and connect to us a lot faster. So, this here is like, it might turn out to be some kind of a transport. So, the transport is talking about, where's that one? This one here. Right there. Yeah, it might turn out to be some kind of a transport. I don't know what they're telling us to create a wormhole, because they know that if that moon gets crushed into that hole, that it'll create an Einstein-Rosen bridge. They'll say they want us to create an Einstein-Rosen bridge down there. And then this here is like, nobody saying this isn't dangerous. This is very dangerous, mankind, because if this is the worst case scenario, we have to be able to defend ourselves from a possible alien invasion, from imposters. We have to make sure that nobody harms me and your mother here on planet Earth, so that we can send this message out and get our spaceships here, so that we can get to live forever and ever and ever and get rid of the bad guys. So the bad guys could be pulling the bait and switch and making me think I have my spaceships, right? Meanwhile, I don't. But that's why I'm the war general. I have to think 10 steps ahead of them. So I'm going to say that this is what we have to work on until plans change, mankind. Because I can't make a mistake, and nor can you. So we have to go on the assumption that the bad guys kicked out the good guys out of the universe and kept their advanced technology, and the good guys had to start over, and they can't evolve, like they can't develop advanced technology because deatomization, reatomization technology doesn't exist because your mother and I were unalived. In order to bring us back to life, they have to realize that we're down here. They don't even know we're down here, in other words. So they're going to build it. What are they going to build? Well, when they get the message, it means that the good guys are going to build the nuclear fusion reactor. The good guys are going to build this newer spaceship technology for us. As soon as they get the deatomization, reatomization technology back online, when your mother and I are 100% pure running, and like I said before, we may have to bind our souls together, but I don't think so, because I'm both of these now. I'm fire and hydrogen, or I'm fire and magnetism. So I'm that wave. So I don't think we have to bind our souls. She just has to be pure, so that the spirits can rearrange everything at the molecular level in their universe. The minute that these are that's like where's that one picture? Where's this one, I guess? So the hydrogen atom is that thing there and not there. So these are pure. The minute these are pure here from Mother is the minute that those guys in that parallel universe. Where'd you go? You got too many papers here. Here. So the minute Mother purifies that one and this one here and all of these here and not there, that's when they should be able to terraform their planet and upgrade their civilizations after 200,000 years. And then deatomization, reatomization will be back online. And then they can create that UFO stuff that we need. And then we can wage war against the bad guys and get rid of them forever. So that's what that's about. Then it's here. You're willing to give your life. And that's for my sleeper cell children. I'm telling you guys, there's no way your mother and I are going to lose this time. I've got all the bases covered, and I'm pretty certain what I just told you, if that resonates with you, like, holy smokes, he knows everything. Perhaps we better, play ball. Don't risk yourself. Don't be dumb. Don't open your mouth. Is all I'm asking. Well, I'm asking you guys to open your mouth and start being nice and start speaking the truth. That's why the previous videos, I offered money out, but I haven't said that on this video yet, but it's in the book where I'm offering money to people to start singing like canaries. Because the sooner that we can start working together and saying, yeah, I'm from a parallel universe, I teleported here, I'm that person, this person. It's true, everything that he says is true. But I don't want to risk myself, so I've decided to take $1 million and start singing like a canary. Everyone will start singing like canaries. The minute everyone starts singing like canaries, the other half of mankind that are asleep, who don't believe me in terms of this technological spiritual warfare, will suddenly have their ears perk up and say, okay, I guess it's true. He's the good guy. He's not Satan. So let's leave him alone. Right? Then everyone leaves me alone and we can work together collectively to get out of this prison and live forever and ever and ever by getting rid of your evil civilization. So that's all I ask, that you guys don't jeopardize yourself. So this here is about the scientist. All right, so that's what it's called, right? So this song is like a come up to meet you, right? So to help you visualize that, this is our universe, which I'm saying now is full of advanced civilizations, and this is the good universe full of primitive civilizations that are like mankind that have to live in concrete jungle. So come up to meet you guys through a satellite signal after I purified the visible electromagnetic radiation, and to meet you guys, right? You don't know how lovely you are. So that's me telling them after 200,000 years, they finally get a signal from deep space after 200,000 years, and they learn that their mom and dad is still around. Had to find you. I had to find you guys. Tell you I need you guys. I find you guys up there. I need you guys to develop some spaceships for us, 100 million spaceships and a giant nuclear fusion reactor so that we can wage war against the evil guys in this universe on your behalf. We need 100 million spaceships. Hell, send us 1 billion. If you can make 1 billion, send us 1 billion spaceships. I'd rather have 1 billion spaceships to wage war. Because I'm pretty certain, there's 1 billion people here that would like to pick up a video game controller and get rid of, some evil civilizations, right? So I'm going to ask for 1 billion UFOs. Never mind 1 million, never mind 100 million. I'm going to ask for 1 billion UFOs of these warbirds so that 1 billion video game players can pick up the controller and go destroy evil civilizations throughout the Milky Way. So, that's our request, guys, 1 billion UFOs. Yeah, as Bruno Mars says, I want to be a billionaire so effing bad. Or I want to have 1 billion UFOs so effing bad. So, let's go back to the start. So that's these guys. They go back to the start, right? In terms of, they went down, they downgraded, and then our spirits couldn't allow them to research deatomization, reatomization technology. So for 200,000 years, the good guys have been, living like us. And these horrible conditions, concrete jungles. So now they're being given an opportunity to go back to the start when they get that message. Holy crap, mom and dad's alive down there. 200,000 years? Oh, wow. All right, let's start creating back. Let's go back to the start, research the deatomization, reatomization technology, build what they want, and send it down to mankind so that, they can get rid of the bad guys for us. So that's them. They want to go back to the start. This is me. Nobody said it was easy, mankind. And it isn't. It's not easy to, try to take the easy path, right? Like the path of that's presented to you that makes the most sense. But I always had this in the back of my mind, and I thought, well, we're in a war, so let's put worst case scenario first. So this is worst case scenario. So it's such a shame for us to part. That means, the bad guys, I gave them opportunity after opportunity after opportunity to come home, but they refused. Why? Because they didn't think I could figure this out. They thought, that guy thinks he's got spaceships. What a dummy, man. He doesn't realize that we have all the spaceships in this universe and living in the pink glass cities. He doesn't realize that. He doesn't even realize that the people that he thinks are above him are primitive, living in concrete jungles, and that they don't even know that he's dead or alive. They don't even know he's alive. What a dummy, man. Thinks he's gonna get help, right? So that's why they rolled the dice. What a dummy. He doesn't even realize that the people he's expecting to help him don't have the UFOs. They don't have the nuclear fusion reactor to save him. They don't even know he's not even alive. Well, guess what, guys? It's such a shame for us to part, isn't it? Shoes on the other foot, man. If you think I can't get a message over to them guys, you're surely mistaken. Oh, take me back to the start. You guys want to go back to the start and have a do-over? Want to fly the UFOs over here? Oh, it's too late, right? I've already disabled the wave. Unless you're waiting for my book, but didn't I tell you that this morning? How come you guys ain't over here? Why am I still around? I'm wondering why they haven't come over yet. Weird, man. They must be waiting for this book. Anyhow, folks, that's the revised battle strategy. Um, so what was that other video I was gonna play? This one I'm gonna include Counting Crows. Okay, so after this video, be Counting Crows. Big Yellow Taxi. So Big Yellow Taxi is about paving over paradise. So you now know that this universe we live in, we're the only planet in it that live like this, that live in a concrete jungle. Everyone else, all 1,408 planets, live in pink glass super cities, and they have, quite a few UFOs there. I would imagine they have, a bunch of UFOs because the people that used to live here, they have UFOs like cars. They have car UFOs, so they can fly around like in cars, right? So there's a bunch of those. So there's a bunch of mishmash UFOs over here. There's big 8 mile wide UFO ones, and there's like little wee car ones, right? So, but in this one here, there's no fancy pink glass cities because the guys chased them out of this universe up to there. So these guys up here, they live like us. They had to pave over paradise and put up a parking lot or put up a bunch of concrete buildings like mankind does. So all their civilizations are like ours, concrete. That's what the song is about. They paved paradise after the evil guys ran them out of their universe and put up a bunch of concrete buildings. So, I'm going to include another one after this. It's called Patiently Waiting by 50 Cent. I've been patiently waiting. Put this song on. It's about for the bad guys watching. If you think I'm gonna fall off and relapse, guys, you're so wrong, man. I'm not gonna fall off and relapse. And if you think I'm gonna allow me and my soulmate to be unalived over here without getting representation from America's, military and Canada's military, you're so wrong, man. I'm not going to let that happen. And if you think I don't know what you're up to by chasing the good guys out of their universe and taking them over and knowing that they don't even know that me and mother are alive, you're so wrong, man. You're so wrong. I've been patiently waiting to tell you guys you're so wrong. I'm not going to fall off. I'm not going to fail. I now know that. Truth, mankind knows the truth, that we're all alone down here, and the good guys don't even know we're down here. And that when they get that signal pretty soon, then they'll know we're down here. Oh my goodness, Mom and Dad's alive. And they want warships down there, and they want Einstein Rosa Bridge. I guess we could start creating stuff again because they took over creation. Let's create those million UFOs for them and send them down there so they can get rid of the bad guys. If you're thinking them are gonna fall off, you're so effing wrong, guys. You're so wrong.